Right, guys, it's come to my attention the existence of the Fallout television show. First and foremost, I must say, I've not watched the show. I've seen clips of the show and also trailers of the show. So, I am here as your trusty informant to say it's absolute dog water horse crap, all right? It is woke, it is stupid, it is demoralization propaganda through in and throughout. They have a freaking girl boss for a freaking main character. Some freaking little senorita. She's running around and she thinks she's super strong. She's not strong. She's not super strong. No one cares about her. I guess she bangs a freaking dude in the show. For some purpose in the story, she's getting, I guess, married, and so she's going into town, and she's just going the JJ landing it thick on the freaking dude mode. All right, well, good for you. I still don't like the story, still don't like the characters. The chick's not interesting. I don't care about this girl boss. And again, the women are so freaking masculine, and it's outright propaganda. You have a pregnant chick, you know, she's spraying her freaking machine gun with a fork in her eye. It's ridiculous. And she's pregnant. And she's like having a girl boss moment, just like freaking Anita, or whatever frick her name was, in Wolfenstein 2. That stupid woke game? Yeah, same thing here. Then we go beyond that. And there's also a girl boss. I think it's like some kind of Hispanic girl boss who is leader of the freaking vault that our residential protagonist girl boss knows of her and whatever. Okay, but yeah, so anyways, apparently the raiders are taking over the vault and blah blah blah. Nobody cares. It's super homosexual, the entire story, because it's just women in leadership. And if you know anything about women in leadership, they screw you up the anus with the flaming dildo. You're effectively leading yourself whenever you are in any proximity to women in leadership, okay? So outside of that, though, the women are not attractive in the television show. I don't see any nice racks of freaking boobs on any of these women, okay? We don't see like any chicks like Jessica Alba. We don't have any chicks like Diora Baird, Sofia Vergara, Salma Hayek, Kelly Brook. What's another good name? Jessica Lucas. Heck, screw it, bro. Kim Kardashian, freaking Carmen Electra, Brooklyn Decker, Megan Fox. And just think of all those women, bro. And then you just look at what we have for this television show. Absolute dog water horse crap. And there's a bunch of Playboy models that used to end up in television shows. None of us were complaining because it's an excuse to look at a freaking attractive hot chick with her freaking boobs out. But now we just have a bunch of unattractive women in these roles. In these television shows, no one's interested and no one's looking for it. And by the way, bro, the entire writing and world building of the Fallout television show that they just freaking slopped out is a freaking joke. But not only this, but they're pushing subtle ideological cues because they want certain guys to be the bad guy. And I mean, they're kind of typically lighter skin tone. They end up being bad dudes. But if it's not just that, it has to be in this show. They want a bunch of these, I guess, good guys, air quotes, I don't know, whatever. These random significant characters, though, these women who are these different multiracial, super diverse and brave and beautiful women. They want them to be perceived as the protagonists. They want them to be perceived as the characters that you associate with and the characters that you care about. Well, again, nobody likes wokeness. Nobody's into this whole forced diversity bullcrap. And again, the world building of Fallout has been destroyed. And they've even admitted that they don't care. Whoever the freaking loser dudes that work at Bethesda now, or whatever, I don't care. Bethua, okay? That's my new name for them, Bethua. Whoever these freaking guys working at Bethua, I don't care. I don't care about your freaking show. I don't care about your crappy casting. And I don't care how little you respect the core material. I care that you freaking do your job, and I care that you make a good television show that should have honored the essence of Fallout. If we're being honest, if we respected the essence of Fallout, it would be largely white dudes doing masculine things in the wasteland, going through kind of this dark, gritty story. Maybe when they're in the vault, things are a little bit lighthearted, you know, everyone's having jokes. The Overseer's a man, by the way. In my make-believe story here. You know, they're smoking cigars, maybe they're doing fake fishing inside of the vault, whatever. They're just doing masculine things with each other, and then they're smashing in the cheeks of some hot chicks. You know, some like inside of the vault, there's a bar, and they're having like get drunk and get smashed in nights at the vault. Whatever you want to call a dive bar, that's what I'm gonna call it. So then this guy spots out a hot smoking chick with a freaking thick, tight rack, and he's like, dang, I gotta get me some of this. So then he goes in. He's like, hey, what's up, girl? And she's like, oh my gosh, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I'm taking you. So then they bang. You see these amazing breasts on screen. You're like, dang, that's a woman that is stacked. And then you say to yourself, I'm so glad I'm watching this show. I'm already seeing boobs. These guys, they're freaking doing man things. And then this guy, he's smashing in the cheeks of this random freaking chick inside of the vault. And by the way, the chick's white. Because largely, it's going to be a white population. Because that was the idea they had of the timepiece for Fallout. So anyways, then they get out into the wastelands. For one reason or another, the vault gets broken into. Everyone gets mowed down. You know, the guy that just smashed in that one chick's cheeks, he's devastated. He's like, dang it, man. That fresh piece of tail, it's gone now. Frick. So then he has an existential crisis. He's like, what the frick do I do? Where's those frickin' thick, tight breasts? He doesn't know. He can't find it. So then the story quickly transitions in tone to like a kind of dark man against the world storyline, maybe with his air quotes on like brothers, these guys from the vault that he knows well, that he respects, that he trusts. And then these guys, they start going through trials and tribulations in the wasteland. They're trying to figure out how to find materials in dependable locations, you know, and this is all if there's a legitimate reason why they shouldn't just stay inside the vault or whatever. But anyways, you follow the storyline. These guys are outside of the vault and they're just doing things. They're going places. Our main protagonist then finds another smoke show chick who also has a freaking thick, tight rack. And you're like, dang, what's up, girl? And she's like, oh my gosh, you're not like the other boys. Oh my gosh, you're so well dressed and clean. Oh my gosh, where'd you come from? And he's like, what's up, girl? I'm smashing those cheeks in. And then he smashes those cheeks in. And we're like, dang, this guy gets it. This is the kind of show that we should have gotten. And by the way, somewhere alongst all that narrative, you know, they also run into a death claw and they're doing crazy things and they run into an Easter egg, which has something to do with a UFO, right? Nerd out to the freaking baller level with freaking Fallout. Make dudes who don't care about Fallout. I'm just gonna put myself in that camp because this show is freaking gay, okay? But you gotta get freaking dudes like me and other dudes who they don't have a reason to pick up the Fallout show. Give them a good reason to just pick it up and be like, dang, this guy freaking smashes in chicks. Dang. The journey, the adventure, all the stories going on in this world, really interesting. How these characters are going through their trials and tribulations. Oh, how do we survive? Oh, broke her hymen. Whoops, there was a booby trap inside of a supermarket or whatever. There's so many things that you could do that would be interesting in developing these characters and how they're learning to survive outside of the vault. And also they're learning how to smash chicks outside of the vault as well. And you can make the story on a range of maturity, right? How dark and deep do you really want to go? Do you want to make it like a noir kind of wasteland fiction story? Or do you just want to make it be somewhat lighthearted, but still has moments and periods of heavy content within the story? And of course, I say heavy content in the parameters of what old storytellers used to do. I would say, honestly, when I talk about this, think of a story like Dracula. I have not finished that book, by the way. I'm just saying that from what I've so far read, I like it. And the maturity, how dark and gritty the story is, but yet there's that air of, right, regality or some kind of eloquence that keeps the story from just falling into the pits of depravity. Of course, modernist storytellers, they cannot avoid depravity because they are depravity. These are children with jobs. So I don't know who the frick the losers are who are watching the television show. Who's watching the new Fallout show? I don't know, but it's ridiculous and stupid. Again, it's one of these television shows though that are completely sanitized, super diverse populations, even though this is supposed to be America. During the years where it was heavily white. That's the inspiration of the Fallout world, but here we are. How desperately these freaking woke tards are going out of their way to try and race swap America and the demographics of America. So when you're watching this show, you're being actively propagandized and demoralized through the propaganda, and they want you to normalize the idea of this insurgent population to somehow, some way, some reason overflowing the population, the white population. And now you're watching a brave and beautiful television show about brave and beautiful populations of brave and diverse people. Well, no one likes it. No one's interested. And then apparently we also have a black protagonist dude, which I'm surprised he's not a female, right? A black female in the show. But outside of that, apparently he's kind of a, what do you call it? I mean, pretty much he's a cuck or whatever. He's not much of a masculine guy. He's getting his butt kicked throughout the first episode or whatever. I don't really care. You know, I'm sick and tired of seeing the fact that we just can't have white shows. We can't have white characters and white intellectual properties. It's annoying. It's boring. And no one likes this diversity bullcrap. And one of the most annoying factors about this show, much like The Last of Us television show, which I didn't watch, I saw clips of it, I don't give a freaking crap. I am sick and tired of the freaking wokeness. I am freaking sick and tired of crappy writers, crappy casters. I'm sick and tired of the wokeification of Hollywood. And I mean, bro, seriously, someone tell Hollywood that it's super woke right now to put in white characters for a white story, that you put white people into a fictional world. Also, you put sexy women into the television show that when men look at them, they want to bang them. Someone tell these freaking woke tards that that's what's woke now. So they'll just start freaking, oh, well, we need a bunch of freaking white people in the television show. We need a bunch of sexy hot chicks. All right, let's go. Let's do that instead. No, instead we have to get a bunch of ugly women. We have to get a bunch of diverse people and populations. Here's the thing. Woke fiction should absolutely exist, just so that we can separate it from fantasy, from action movies, from science fiction movies. Just get it out of all popular media and just make it its own genre. Make woke fiction a separate genre. Anyways, man, white stories deserve to have white characters. And in the end, I really, sincerely, I just do not care about any of these television shows, and especially whenever they wokeify any of these game properties for their crappy modernist storytelling. I just couldn't even care to watch it. So whoever these freaking losers are that are picking it up and watching the show, I guess they can have at it and waste their freaking time.